You're listening to The Mint Project, the podcast to elevate your knowledge on pregnancy and postpartum fitness, nutrition, and more, along with parenting, business, and advice to keep you living your best life. The Mint Project is led by your expert trainers, Betsy Jones, Kara Forrester, and Jess Carr. With that said, let's do this.
Under the hat is like, it's basically stuck to my head and I'm not sure if I get a brush through it. It's like a combo situation.
Here, I'll find a picture of what it looks like.
Oh
my
gosh.
God, the
Like
photo.
Is it the bald spot photo?
Yeah. Man, washing your hair is just...
It's just so much.
It's
I'm
really
gonna
so
work out and
much.
I don't
I'm
do it
staying home today.
often.
I'm going to work
Just
out
keep it
tomorrow.
up.
Yeah. Just
You
keep
have to plan
covered.
it. You have to plan it correctly. Like, because if you're going to wash it and then work out, oh my God, that was a bad day for your hair.
That was not good.
Wow. Oh, wow.
It
Yeah,
turned
and
out
then
better. There was
The
hope.
after photo.
So
Look at your
different.
head.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna wash it for Christmas Eve when we have a party. So that's like
Wash it
2
for
days
Jesus.
away.
Yes.
So I'm not
gonna
gonna
wash
wash
it for
it
Jesus.
today and then wash it again. We might as well. I'll be at home. I'll just wear
I
a
get it.
hat and look like a rat.
Yeah. I was telling Betsy before you got on, Kara, that I did my hair and look somewhat presentable because I had to go to Mila's Christmas party at school today, which every time I go to a school party, teachers, I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how
You're
they do it.
angels. You're
Yeah,
amazing.
seriously.
Bless you, because I'd be fired in a day. Within 5 minutes, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Stop screaming. Stop. Like,
And then they don't listen. They never listen the first
they
time.
don't
So the fact that
listen.
they
She's
just
doing,
are
yeah,
chill.
she's doing the clapping and then they have to clap back. And then it happens like 5 times until everyone, there's just always a murmur of talking while someone else is talking. And I can't do it.
They do
are
not
a
get
different breed.
overstimulated. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, how are you not yelling right now? But yeah, it was good. They built gingerbread houses, so that was a complete
fun.
disaster.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There were crying. There
Oh, no.
was
Wow.
Over gingerbread
Crying at that
because
age?
you know how they
There's
fall. There was one girl, you know how they fall
Oh,
down, and they were in like
yeah.
teams. So Mila's team won, by the way. Woo!
Of course, go Mila.
Of course it did.
Yes.
And because like, you know, some kids want to build it a certain way and other kids don't want to build it that way, and then it falls over. And
All
then
the
this
hard
one
work.
kid, we're like, okay, don't eat all the candy and icing. And every time I go past this one kid, he's got his finger in the icing, probably ate a half a tub.
Oh, nice.
It was disgusting. So anyway,
when you're that age, you don't even feel it. It's like sugar
it's gonna
has
be
no effect on how you
I'd be
feel. You're just
sick.
crazy, but you don't feel sick.
Yeah.
I remember those days, actually.
Must
I
be
used to be able
nice.
to eat whatever I
Must be
wanted
nice.
and not feel sick.
Yeah, I have like 2 scoops of ice cream and I am like out for 3 days. What did we get? Oh, we got cookie dough when Betsy was here. Oh, that was good.
Yum. That sounds good.
Yeah, it was like a no-bake cookie dough, and it was good.
So good.
Sounds good.
Are you guys ready for Christmas?
I
Yes.
was, and then I came up with a lot of last-minute ideas, and now I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I know.
I think I'm ready. Did I tell you guys, Ray's the one really who buys the presents? He's
What?
really good. He's
That makes
really
a
good
lot
at
of sense to
buying
me, actually.
presents.
You guys are like just the exception to
Y'all
the
are
rule.
so
Always.
cute.
Like most dads have it's a total surprise to them what the kids
Yeah.
are getting on Christmas.
I have no idea. Well, I know some of the things my kids are getting, but yeah, he gets it done early.
Oh my god.
I mean, I buy like 1 or 2 things for the kids. I'm like, they don't need anything. I'm
I
surrounded by their
know.
crap all day, and I'm like, they don't need
Right.
anything. But he actually finds like different things and like fun things. He's really good
Yeah.
at it. He's a good gift giver.
Nice.
I'm not because I don't really care as much. I mean, I want
Yeah.
them to have fun gifts and stuff. I just can't myself think of anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like things
Yeah.
they'll use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mila's finally at the age where she's done with toys. Thank
Oh,
God.
bless it.
But now it's like, I want brand name Uggs and
Oh my
Nike things
gosh.
and Taylor Swift tickets, which, by the way, you can get for $1,400, but you're going to
Oh,
sit
that's
behind the
it?
stage,
Oh
behithe
my
stage,
gosh, what?
Oh my god.
or in the last row. Yeah.
$1,400.
Wow.
That's the cheapest.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
good for Taylor,
How are
man. That
people
is
going to
that's
that
success.
concert? I don't
Yeah.
get
Who
it.
are
They're
these
charging
people?
it.
They're in
They're
debt.
charging it.
They're in
America.
debt.
Yep.
Well, for some people it's worth it. For us, we don't really care as much about Taylor.
I would
But for
go
some
if it
people, it's
were
worth it.
inexpensive.
If it was
Yes.
under-
I
I
like her
enjoy
enough.
her to a
$100.
degree. Yeah, maybe $100.
I would maybe pay $300.
Yeah, there's not
That'd be
many
nice.
artists. My favorite artists of all, I would pay.
Oh, yeah. Only because Mila
maybe
loves
$300
her.
for like a birthday present.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also she's 9. So I'm like, we're not paying that much to go to a concert in another state. So then I have to pay for a hotel.
It's even more transportation,
but yeah.
hotel, food. Yeah. Becomes a whole
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah. So she got the Uggs instead that she'll grow
Good.
out of in
Nice.
like 6
Good.
months. So
Yeah.
that'll be great.
Perfect.
God.
it.
Betsy, what is crew won't listen to this. So what does he get?
Yeah,
Did you want to be
he
Santa?
all season. Actually, yes. Did you know that? Did I already tell you that?
You told us.
You told
that, yeah.
us.
Yeah, he wants a Santa suit with a beard and
my
a
God.
Please
stuffed
tell me.
squid. So we got it.
Good.
Yes,
So we've
the
got.
suit.
Let me tell you how hard it is to find a Santa suit. This was okay. So the entire season, I've asked him, "What do you want from Santa? What do you?" And he'll just like make up words. He doesn't want anything. He just had his
No.
birthday. He has no sense
Yeah.
of like wait and
Things.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So except he did want a remote control spider, like and the kind that I said absolutely not.
Scary.
Yeah.
So a few days ago, he wrote a letter to Santa at
Oh.
some Christmas event saying that he wanted this Santa suit. It
He
is
had to have
not
seen
easy
it somewhere.
the week of Christmas to find a Santa suit for a toddler.
For a kid, yeah. Even
Impossible.
Amazon's out.
Amazon has
Yeah.
them in every size except for his size, of course.
Oh.
Of course.
So
I
I
hope you
did
sized
find
up so
it.
you can wear it for a
Yeah,
few
I sized
years.
up. I think is in the end what I did, and then
Oh.
he's gonna y'all. I pulled out the gift wrap because I was like, I want him to know about giving, right?
Yeah.
So let's have him as part of the we're giving people gifts experience. It was good, and now he can't focus on anything except for the gift wrap around the house, and
Oh.
everything in my house is getting put into bags.
I love that.
So
That's
people will
awesome.
get who knows what, and the Santa suit will be a hit because he'll just wear it on Christmas Day and give out
Aw,
Oh my
presents.
that'll be
God, he's gonna be
fun.
so cute.
That's
Yeah,
so
it
cool.
will be
Love
cute.
that.
Cutie.
Oh,
Yeah,
so cute.
fun
I
stuff.
love when they get excited to like give other people things. We were just talking
Yes.
about Mila's school. Like a lot of schools around here, I don't know if around there they do this, but they do like a Christmas store at their school where they can pick stuff out for people.
Oh,
But
that's
it's
cool.
like $1 to $7 items, you know? So they come home with these like great, like cheap little thingies, but it's like so cute to see them.
Yeah.
It's like every year she gets my dad some random thing that has like dollar bills on it or
That's so
I know it's-
fun.
Oh,
but yeah,
wow,
it's really cute because she's so excited to buy stuff for people. And
yeah. I
she had
love
a chore
instilling
list
that.
this year. Yeah, a chore list so she could make money to give people presents.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you saw it.
cool.
it was very
Yeah, I saw that chore
expensive.
list. It was inflated.
Yeah, like
Quite a bit.
$15 for vacuuming.
Whoa, I wish someone would pay me that
20
much
bucks,
money.
20
for
bucks
that.
for taking out the trash. I was like, oh my.
Whoa, those
know,
should be
it's like-
reversed, I feel like.
I was like,
know.
I'm just gonna start paying myself to do these things. and
Right?
then
Yeah.
go
Wouldn't
shopping.
that be great?
That is funny.
Oh, but yeah, so we're
That's
learning about money and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to do that. I had Kaya host a workout for all of her friends,
Oh
in the
my
neighborhood.
God.
Yeah, and so
Did
they
you get video?
Tara, where is the video?
I'll send it
How
to
do
you
you
guys
not send
too.
us these things?
It was a busy weekend, okay? That was last weekend, but it was $5 a kid, and
Oh.
we were
Oh my
making money. We
gosh.
like at the gym that I go to, sometimes they had a giving tree, so we picked a little boy on the tree to buy
Oh.
presents for. And she she hosted the workout. She was kind of nervous to do it, and so I ended up doing the talking, and she was just walking around
Aw.
saying like good job and
Oh my
keep it up to her
Oh my
friends. It was really
gosh.
cute, and she made a lot of money. And then we
That's
did a
so
bake
cute.
sale, and I made the stuff because she was a little bit sick, but she helped me sell it. We just set up
Aw.
a table behind the gas station.
Oh my
Like,
Oh my
God, you
gosh,
we
Kara,
were
where's
spent
the
an
picture
hour.
of that?
Yeah, I'll send
Seriously.
that.
She does
I was
all
proud
these
of
things.
her.
Gas station.
I was proud of her. She worked really hard, and
That's
I was
so
trying to teach my kids
sweet.
like some people don't have, the
Yeah.
ability to get presents during Christmas, so let's help them out. So we picked a little boy who was
Yeah.
my son's age. He was really excited to
Aw.
buy the stuff for him, and then I'm like, but you know what? We need to earn the money. And they're like, well, Dad has money. I'm like, I know, but I want you guys to use your money. So anyways, it was fun. It was
Yeah.
good. I hope they
I
learned
It's a
love
good
something.
that.
lesson. It's a great lesson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I don't think they understand like where the things come from and
Yeah.
how it doesn't make sense in their little brains. But when you
It
can
didn't for
show them
me.
like,
I was like,
well,
Yeah.
yeah,
you could just use that card whenever you want. It's just like a magic
right,
little
right,
card.
right.
So my kids
like,
always
yeah.
say, I'm like, I don't want to pay for that. They're like, well, Dad has money. You have money. I'm like, I
Just
know.
money, period. There's no
Yeah, just
Yeah.
money.
very general.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I
Mm.
know. It's hard. My dad
Yeah.
was always really good about teaching me about money, so I want to do the same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's hard to explain when they're little. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, this card is attached to something that I work for. Like, it's
Yeah.
not just like a card that just buys things.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people don't
Yeah.
know that.
yeah, a lot of people don't know that. They
Sorry.
don't know
Taylor
that.
Swift
PSA.
ticket buyers don't really
They,
know
Oh my
they
that.
don't
gosh.
know that
We
you
don't hate
actually
you guys, but
By the
you
way,
do
Taylor
have to pay that
Swift,
back.
we do like you. I
I
will
do
say I'm
like
very
her.
impressed with your documentary.
Yes. Yep,
I just don't
same.
have money for your tickets.
I just even if I do, I don't want to spend it that way. I'm
I'd
sorry.
rather go somewhere.
Vacate
Travel.
like that would
too.
be $3,000
Tahiti. Yeah.
for both of us to go plus hotel that I could maybe go to somewhere other than Indiana. It's in Indiana.
You
So,
could come to Alaska and sleep on a boat
yeah.
and get
Oh,
over your
God.
biggest
Oh,
fear.
God.
Your
Did you not
dreams.
see the whale video that I sent to you
Oh
guys?
my god.
Yes, of the
A
guy
man.
windsurfing.
I would
That was
like-
Yes,
crazy.
Betsy, did you see
I
that?
didn't know if that was real, but
No,
that
Jess,
It's
I didn't see
real.
that.
It's real.
I
A
would
man
like
was
everyone
windsurfing.
listening
Oh,
to let us know if Jess is alone or if any of you have fears of, I think, sharks or just like
or getting
that's
attacked by a
realized
whale
one.
when you're on a boat.
being on a
Wait.
boat, period.
A
I
big
understand if
boat.
you're
Okay.
in the water, but
Yeah.
being
Both.
on a boat at all because
I
of
like
being
the
taken over by
ocean.
a shark.
The ocean specifically.
Okay.
There
Anything
was
to
a
do it.
man, and I get targeted on Instagram and Facebook now because of this.
Oh
And
my
all
gosh.
I
It's
see,
because-
Click and you continue to scroll.
well, this was on I'm gonna drop the F-bomb, but the guy's account, Fuck Jerry.
Yeah.
It was on his account. It was this man windsurfing and a huge humpback whale
I saw
smacked.
that.
He had a GoPro on.
I
and it
showed my husband.
took
I
him
showed
out.
Ray. I was like,
And
wouldn't
I
he
said-
be dead or very injured? He's like, it looks like it hit the kite, not him. I was like, oh,
He
I don't
came
know.
up. I
He's like,
told
just
everyone.
got hit by a whale.
Yeah. I told everyone when they talked me into jet skiing in Marco Island, but my fear was that like some sort of creature is going to knock me off.
Oh my god.
And it happens.
I'm
but
hearing, yeah.
you guys, there's also killer whales that like are attacking ships in the ocean.
Just
Okay, so
Americans,
I'm gonna
but-
I'm gonna ask our listeners a different request now. We don't care about your fears. Please let us know if any of these
That's
fears
ever
are
happened to
valid.
you.
Like, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been knocked out by
I'm
a
sure
humpback
it's
whale,
rare.
a dolphin, any kind of sea creature? Please send us your experiences.
Yeah.
We'd
I'm
love to
sure
know.
it's rare, but you know.
You just never know.
It happens
Can't
to
be
someone,
too safe out
so
there.
could be you.
Yep. So speaking of can't be too safe, we're going to take a real wide turn to segue into our actual topic for today.
Great transition.
So we are talking about an article that came out. You'll see how I'm getting to the segue. It's about safety in pregnancy. Surprise, surprise, with fitness. Common topic around here. But yeah, so we're going to go over an article today that we found through a Morning Chalk-Up post, and it's about high intensity and its effect on pregnant women and their babies. So what's exciting about this is that research on pregnant women is typically pretty hard to come by because it's not really ethical. However, in Canada,
Trainers, did you know that 85% of women will become pregnant in their lifetime? This means that you will work with pregnant and postpartum clients. So get the information you need to safely and effectively guide your clients through this chapter of their fitness journey and become an expert in the space. Not only will you learn about movement, you'll learn about nutrition and mindset from fertility through pregnancy to postpartum, as well as how to market yourself as a professional in this space. You'll interact with the Mint experts throughout the course, giving you the guidance and accountability to finish and get to work. Head to themintproject.com and go to the education tab to learn more.
Yeah, I didn't get any advice on heart rate. It was mostly don't deadlift or else you're going to get a split in your abs. So
yeah.
I
watch out
remember
for
that one. Very interesting.
So, yeah. And my advice was very cautious because I had that cyst. I had like an emergency surgery at like maybe I was 8 weeks. And they basically told me to do nothing, like walk. That's it for my entire pregnancy. So, but I've had clients who very specifically were told, don't let your heart rate go over 140. And they would literally bring their heart rate monitor and watch it and stop if it did. So it definitely still is out there being
for sure
told to people.
Yeah, so the advice given by doctors varies. I know a lot of women get the number around 150 beats per minute. That's what my doctor said. That's what a lot of my clients, when I was coaching, their doctors would tell them. So maybe, area specific, doctor specific, of course. Research has been changing a lot in the past few years, but in general, if we're using that 150 beats per minute as kind of a go-to, for a lot of us, that can feel like you're doing nothing in a workout. If you've been doing CrossFit, if you've been doing HIIT, if you've been, which is basically the same thing, let's all be honest here, any kind of high intensity workout is that can often feel like you're doing nothing at 150 beats a minute. So this study really digs into what is happening to your baby in different heart rate zones. So let's dig in. The study really measures two different types of exercise zones. So one is being HIIT, which is that high intensity interval training. And they're defining that as 10 1-minute intervals at or above 90% max heart rate with a 1-minute rest in between. And then the second kind that they're testing was a moderate intensity continuous training. So that's defined as 30 minutes of a continued intensity of about 64 to 76% heart rate. Now, I will tell you, ladies, for those of you who want a formula here of, okay, so how do I calculate mine and stay in there? It's not that simple. You have to know a base number to get a percentage, which most of us don't. But still, we basically all know when we're the difference of about 90% intensity versus 75, right? So intense versus moderate. So they do this experiment with 15 women and track not only their physical responses, but the babies, which is so cool. So right after their exercise, they do a number of different tests that we'll get into, and the findings are pretty cool. So Kara, as our director of education, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you discovered and like your thoughts on the study?
Yeah. So, first of all, I just want to piggyback on what Betsy said about how cool it is that we have this information, because it is really hard to do tests like this on pregnant women. When I was doing my thesis for my master's degree, my thesis question was on return to physical activity postpartum. And I didn't even do any kind of like actual physical testing on anyone. I just sent out a survey and a questionnaire. And even to do that, I had to go through an entire approval process. And I had to indicate in the questionnaire if you ever feel any kind of like mental or emotional stress, or you're too uncomfortable to answer any of these questions, you can exit the survey at any time. They wanted to make sure that there was no way that someone could be harmed in any way doing this kind of test, or even taking questions on someone. So that is really, I mean, by doing that, I learned like, okay, this is why we don't have hardly any research on pregnancy and exercise. So the fact that we have this is really cool.
Yeah.
So again, these researchers studied 15 women who were all around 27 weeks pregnant, and they had them perform moderate intensity continuous training, and then on a different day, high intensity interval training. And they randomized the order of those workouts. So some women did the high intensity interval training on day one, some women did moderate intensity interval training on day one. And then they compared the effects of those training protocols on a number of different heart rate and blood measures for both the mom and the baby. So what they found is that an acute bout or a short bout of high intensity exercise consisting of the repeated 1 minute near maximal to maximal exertions, as well as the moderate intensity continuous exercise, is well tolerated by both the mom and the baby. And this is cool because it's the first study of its type to compare both fetal and maternal responses to short bouts of aerobic high intensity interval training. And some of the strengths of this study include that it's a randomized crossover design. So basically, what I said before is that they didn't have every single woman do the moderate intensity on day one and then the high intensity on day two. They switch it up so to try and control for that variable. And they also were able to increase the generalizability to overweight and obese populations, because 5 of the participants had a pre-pregnancy BMI that was over 25. And then 3 of the participants were not even currently meeting the guidelines of just regular 150 minutes of exercise per week. So that's really cool because it kind of hit a good number of different sections of the population.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the limitations of this study, of course, is the sample size. It's kind of small, but also it's kind of big when you think about how hard it is to find people who are even willing to volunteer to do this.
Yeah.
And to even think that not all of them were currently exercising anyways is really cool, that they were even able to find women who weren't currently exercising to do it. Another limitation of this study is that they couldn't actually monitor the fetus during the activity, but they monitored right before and they monitored literally seconds after the activity finished. They were still able to see really favorable numbers that suggest that it's well tolerated by the baby. And something that I thought was cool, so all of these women were around 27 weeks of pregnancy, but the researchers suggest that further areas of study should include participants in earlier stages of pregnancy. They don't really think that that would have an effect, but that is something that could be studied. We know that the body is constantly changing throughout pregnancy, and so it would be interesting to study each of those stages.
So I want to back up a little bit. Did we talk about like why people have always said not to do HIIT during pregnancy? Like, what is the hypothesis there? I talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but just for people who aren't aware, like that this is even a thing that people say. I mean, I'm sure most people listening to this know, you see people on Instagram like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's doing that. I can't believe she's doing that hard workout right now. What they talk about in the study, and which is like where this comes from, is they have a hypothesis that when you're working out at that high intensity, the blood flow and oxygen and all the nutrients are going to your muscles and away from the fetus. So causing basically like fetal distress and restricted growth, even though we really don't have, like Kara said, any proof of anything. That was always the hypothesis. So that's, I think, where, people have always kind of wanted to study this to like, well, does that happen? And it sounds like between the HIIT workouts and the like moderate intensity workouts, there really was not a difference in how the baby was responding, which is
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
and talking about that too, there was another measure, something that they measured. I can't remember what it was, but basically it was how much like oxygen perfusion that the baby gets and the placental blood exchange. And actually, like the numbers were good, like actually better
Yeah.
on that, you know. And so exercise actually is probably good for your baby, you know. Not probably, it is.
Yeah.
That's what that study showed. And they're really, and whether you want to do moderate intensity or high intensity, like this study shows, there's not really a difference between how your baby handles it.
If you're a busy mom who wants to get strong, keep up with your kiddos, not to mention look and feel amazing without spending hours in the gym, we have good news. Our program, Mom Strong by Mint Strength and Conditioning, is the perfect program for all of the above. Designed with the busy mom in mind, this 4-day-a-week program can be done at the gym or at home during nap time in 45 minutes. It is time to get mom strong. For all the details, head to themintproject.com.
Yeah, so let's talk about real quick why then, if there's not really a reason, why, and this is more kind of general, not necessarily have to be pregnancy, but why you would choose one over the other. And it talked about kind of the history of high intensity and why it's become so trendy, and then looped it into some things in the study too. So the main reason that high intensity interval training has become so popular is because it takes away the issue of time constraint, right? So you can get more done in less time is kind of the bottom line there. And they found that a lot of the moms, what they were talking about in the study as well, that most of them, there were two reasons. I'm trying to remember the other reason, but the one that stuck out to me, why they weren't exercising, those that weren't, was because of time constraints, and they weren't able to find the time to do it, which who is? But yeah, so that's kind of why they would choose one over the other.
Yeah, I think that the second most common reason for not working out while pregnant is time constraint. And the first perceived barrier to physical activity is that people, they're scared of it or they don't understand what to do. So it's a lack of knowledge. And then the second one is a lack of time.
Man, that's
which is why
right there.
Right. I'm like, which is kind of why why we started the Mint Project was because of the knowledge issue. Yeah, it's crazy to me. Only 15% of pregnant women currently meet physical activity recommendations, which is 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week. A week. So yeah, I mean, that's less than,
if you go 5 days a week, 30 minutes.
That's more than 2 hours. Wow, man.
Yeah, if it's 5 days a week,
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, and that doesn't have to be. But yeah, it's like a lot of the times I'll go down in the basement and do a quick HIIT workout because it's faster and I feel like I got more done. What we're not saying is, hey, definitely go do this because this study showed it was okay for these 15 women. I do think it's a very small sample size, but I think what's cool is that the data is moving in the right direction and we're starting to do studies like this that I think eventually they'll be able to have more evidence that says, yeah, like you can. And maybe it's not every day is a HIIT workout when you're pregnant, right? Maybe that's once a week. But, and again, we're not recommending anything from this. We're just talking about the study and what we think about it. But it is so cool that this was done and that things are kind of moving in that direction of helping women work out in ways that they can, and you know, getting more women to be able to work out and move in pregnancy. Because if that's the issue, then it's really cool if we get to a point where doctors can say, well, hey, just do a shorter workout, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think one thing that you hit on, Jess, that I think is really important, probably the most important thing we could say about this entire episode, is that we did not do this study. We are not telling you what is safe and what is not safe. We're informing, and that is what our company is about, is find information, take it to one place, share it with people so you can make your own decisions, because in the end, that's what you do. So I always advocate for bringing information to your doctor, because if you think about the time that doctors have, and this is not to say that any or all doctors don't do research, but it wouldn't hurt to bring, a brand new study that has come out. If you're pregnant and you want to get your doctor's take on this, if your doctor for you is your end all be all trust, but you're getting educated, talk to your doctor about this study. I think that while we want to respect doctors, it's also helpful to have conversations with them, and maybe not just coming to them with, oh, this company told me this, or this Google told me this. They're going to respect a research article more than anything else. So not a bad idea to kind of loop them in on what you're thinking and the information that your decisions are being backed by.
Yeah. And again, this is just one article, just one study. That's actually, it's all written out and in a research journal, but you can also look at like examples, empirical evidence, like people around you that you can see, like other athletes or other women. Again, don't take other people's experiences and then put them to yourself. But there is a lot of examples around that. Even before this study came out, women have been doing this. They've been doing high intensity interval training, and things have been fine. They did say in this article that they followed these women through their birth, and most of them they had a healthy birth, healthy baby. I think one of the babies had to be in the NICU for a bit because they were delivered early. Didn't really say much else other than that. So they even followed them through that, and it showed that for most of them, the babies were fine during delivery as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, I think there are a lot more than 15 women who are doing HIIT style workouts in their pregnancy and continuing with like higher intensity workouts and are finding themselves healthy, happy babies. And again, not telling anyone to go out and do that and challenge your heart rate during pregnancy. But it's just interesting and exciting and just cool to see the research done.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think what we'll do, if you guys are interested in reading this article for yourself, of course, you can always go to Morning Chalk Up. We'll link their kind of report on it through there. We will link the actual art, or you can find the article within the Morning Chalk Up write-up. But you also, if you want to really read it, if you like the science, if you want to just kind of geek out on all of it, you do need to pay for the full version. It's $40, but it's super extensive. So if you would like that, we will link it in the show notes. And as always, keep learning, ladies. Till next time.
Keep learning. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mint Project. If you enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and leave us a 5-star review and follow us on Instagram at The Mint Project. Project is spelled Prjct. You can also visit our website for free resources, courses, merch, and more at themintproject.com. Until next time, keep crushing it. Hey, Mint Mamas and trainers, if you enjoyed our information, you will love our programs and resources. We have a pregnancy fitness program, postpartum program, along with guides on movement modifications and nutrition, all designed to help you safely and effectively stay active through pregnancy and return to exercise postpartum. You can even bundle our programs and save so that your whole journey is covered. You can find all of these resources at themintproject.com.